By the numbers one. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ryan, will you pray for us, please?
Gracious God, we thank you today for your goodness and blessing, and we pray for those who have been affected by the storms and the floods, God, that they would be given quick restoration, or for those who have lost property and lives, we'll lift them up to you as well, asking for their comfort. We pray today in our business, God, that we would do that which is good for our community, that we would be a help to our fellow man, fellow woman, and that we would continue to just be a positive influence around us in Batesville. We pray this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Nelson's here.
Yes, and as you requested last week, we're going to do the second verse of Rotary. Now, if y'all remember, I'll refresh you just a little bit. It's the one that the first verse, other than Rotary, is one great family. Okay, so here we go. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is known on land and sea, where friendship binds for man's uplift, where each one strives his best to give. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. Okay, we're going to have to do that again.
I thought you told me yesterday we were going to have the words on the projector.
Well, no, for that, I didn't think we'd need it.
Well, you can't teach us nothing.
Okay, here we go. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is one great family, where friendship binds for man's uplift, where each one strives his best to give. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. Good job, good job. We may get it yet, Amanda.
We'll keep practicing. We'll get there one of these days. Okay. Don't have a whole lot going on today. I didn't have any birthdays or anniversaries.
Have you heard from Johnny Kent? Is he flooded, or do you know?
I've not heard. I figured the street probably might be a little bit, but I haven't heard it myself. He's not here, so we'll skip the Sergeant at Arms report today. I know y'all are upset about that. Secretary's report, we have 19 Rotarians here today, so key number there is 9 on the Joker draw. We have a couple of high school students. If y'all would stand and introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Harvey Daniel. I'm a junior. I'm a sophomore at Batesville. I'll be a junior.
You're almost a junior. Yeah.
I'm Mallory McClure, and I go to Batesville, and I'm a junior this year.
Great, welcome. You went to Ryla?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you mind to tell us a little bit about it?
It was in Ferncliff Camp outside of Little Rock. Thank you for sponsoring, by the way. And I got to ride there with Max. That was fun.
Bless your heart.
I'm sorry.
Did he act nice?
And it was kind of outdoors themed, lots of leadership games and different guest speakers from different Rotarians.
Great.
That's it.
Would you recommend it to other students?
Yes, I will definitely recommend it to Lauren next year.
Great. Okay, well, good. Thank you for going.
Thank you.
Okay. We do have a couple of cards. We do have one from one of our Raleigh students sent us a card. It says, "To the Batesville Rotary Club, thank you so much for selecting me to attend Raleigh 2017. I cannot express my love towards all of the students that attended and all that I learned. It was truly eye-opening. Thank you again. Sincerely, Corey Dennison." So I think she was our Southside, one of our Southside students. So we got a note from her. And we've got a thank you card here. Batesville Rotary, thank you for the gift of bags to our foster children. Your kindness and support is greatly appreciated. The Independence County DCFS office. So that was a good thing. That what did we do, 100 bags this year? So those are going to be a big help to them as well. Okay, Brenda, do you have anything from service?
Just an update on our next fundraising is the first Friday and Saturday in June at the Independence County Fairgrounds. This is where we're collecting stuff to sell, and we're selling the stuff, raising money for one of our projects is the Best Foot Forward. Booth spaces are still available for rent. I have the people who rented booths last year and a few more are renting booths, but we need more people to bring stuff to sell. So if you don't want to do it personally, if you know somebody else, I'm going to email out the flyer to everybody else. Let everybody know about that. And we are on target to get radio spots and newspapers and things like that too this next month. But that's a fundraiser for these programs, these community service projects for us. So I'll be sending things out to email and we'll be talking about it more as we go along.
Okay, and I posted, Brenda had a flyer made, I posted it to our Facebook page this weekend. If you get some time, go in there and share that so that as many of your friends will see it as well, so that we can kind of get it out there. So just kind of keep liking it, keep sharing it so that we can keep it out in the public eye as much as possible. I also put on there, we're doing our community awards again this year. The same 5 categories that we did last year. That went out in the paper, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, if you saw it. It's also been in the Chamber's newsletter that they're emailing out. So, you know, if you are all welcome to nominate people as Rotarians. Tell your friends, your coworkers. You know, we'd like to get as many nominations for each category as we can so that we really get a good group represented in those areas. So help me with that as well. And they will be honored at our banquet in June along with our scholarship winners. So we look forward to that. Dwight, do you have anything from Treasurer today?
No, still taking money.
Okay. Still taking money, all right. Just a little side note I've noticed, and some of you have noticed too because I've had some comments made. We've been missing a couple members pretty regularly here lately. So if you guys see Flav Carpenter or Debbie Frazier or any of the Citizens Bank crew, remind them, you know, that we're still here and that we miss them. And you know, especially if they're one of your RFFs, please, you know, find out, make sure everything's going okay with them, and let them know that we'd really like for them to come back to Rotary so that we can all see them. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Dennis, who's going to introduce our speaker today.
Thank you, Amanda. May is my month, and normally I have sort of a healthcare oriented group of presentations. This year I've done it a little bit different, and we're going to be looking at more economic issues. Next week we'll have a chief economic forecaster from the University of Arkansas Little Rock. After that we'll have John Bethel, who's head of the Public Service Commission, and he's going to talk about solar energy. And then after that we'll have a local business person, Kurt Warden, talk to us about LaCroix. One of the important parts of our local economy, though, is healthcare. And so one of the things that keeps healthcare moving is personnel. And today's speaker is our local employee here at the University of Arkansas Medical Center in Batesville campus, Jesse Carville. And Jesse is by discipline a radiologic technologist. We hired him from the National Park College in Hot Springs, but prior to that, he was here at UACCB. Many of you probably know Jesse and his family. He's a native here of Batesville, and we feel very fortunate to have him with us and servicing in a capacity of a pre-health recruiting specialist, because one of the things that you find is that if someone decides that after they graduate from high school that they like going to healthcare, whoops, they waited too long. They normally have to start that process earlier on, and Jesse does a wonderful job in trying to inspire young people early on in their schooling that if they have an interest in healthcare, that they what they need to do in order for that to happen. So let's give a Rotary welcome to Jesse Carter.
for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak with you about kind of what UMS North Central, what our office does here, the catchment, our catchment area that we serve, and then kind of my position, what my position entails. So I kind of just start off with talking to you, give you a little bit of history on UMS North Central, if you're not that familiar with it. But of course, UMS North Central is an outreach of the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences out of Little Rock, and we serve 11 counties here in the North Central part of the state. Those counties are Marion and Baxter, Fulton, Sharp, Searcy, Van Buren, Stone, Cleburne, Izard, Independence, and White County. UMS North Central was established in 2007 with a partnership with the legislature and with UMS, and our mission here in UMS North Central is to basically enhance healthcare access and health statute through recruitment, retention of healthcare professionals. As Dr. Moore was saying, healthcare just keeps on growing. The number of course, baby boomers coming on. We need more and more healthcare professionals, and that is part of our job here, is to get more people to go into healthcare. We also do professional education, and we do public health education in our 11 counties that we serve. We partnership with local colleges, such as like UACCB and like ASU Mountain Home. We do as far as work with Harding and Lyon, Ozarka. So we work with all the colleges in our 11 county area. And then of course we also partner with local hospitals like White River Health System, sometimes with Baxter Regional, Unity Health, and Searcy. Sometimes we do some things with those as well. But just tell you a little bit about what we do in our office here. Of course, we do a lot of community outreach, and when we say community outreach, that means things like health screenings. Sometimes we will have an event once a year at UACCB where we do health screenings, and that's like checking people's blood pressure, doing cholesterol checks, cholesterol levels, looking at blood glucose values, things like that. We do health fairs. We also do children's and adult health education here in our 11 counties. But some big things in our office that we do, one is our diabetes, what we call DSME, which stands for Diabetes Self-Management Education Program. And that is done in our office by Ms. Rhonda Bagwell. She's an RN, and she'll actually soon be a nurse practitioner, graduate next month. And also by Ms. Lisa Lancaster. Some of you may know her. She's a nurse practitioner in our office as well. But that is a big program that we do. All the services in that program are free. So if you know of someone that needs help with diabetes, please send them to us. Basically, they do not have to have a physician referral. That is not required. Patients come, basically for the way it works, they come for an initial consult with Ms. Bagwell or Ms. Lancaster. Then they come for classes once a week for 4 weeks, and then we do a 3-month and 6-month follow-up with them. In class, they learn topics such as the basics of diabetes, how to manage it. They do talk about the short and long-term complications of diabetes mellitus. They do blood sugar monitoring, teach them how to monitor their blood sugar. Basically, how to also take care of yourself, teach them about healthy living, and then also, of course, also talk to them about how important physical activity is and how you can manage diabetes by controlling what you eat and physical activity, sometimes without having to take medication or insulin. Another big program that we do is called MAP, which stands for Medication Assistance Program, and that is done by 3 ladies, Ms. Kim Tate, Ms. Rhonda Grantham, who are in our Batesville office here, and then we also have an office in Searcy, and that is done by Ms. Teresa Henry. But basically, our medication assistance, this is basically how we can help those patients. For the medication assistance is we may be able to help patients find their medications at no cost to them, at a very low cost, or they basically a very small copay. How that works is basically we work with the patient and their doctor to see if currently we work with about 30 pharmaceutical companies, and to see if the drugs that the patient takes, if those pharmaceutical companies have prescription assistance programs. If they do, then we will work with the pharmaceutical company to see if we can get it at a no cost or very low cost to them. UMS North Central, we don't pay for the patient's medication or for any past medication that they've taken, and sometimes we're not able to help them on certain medications if the pharmaceutical company does not have a program. Like I said, there are certain qualifications patients have to meet, but as far as right now, I know as far as the medication assistance program, they're on for this calendar year. They are on set to, as far as saving patients, the most they've ever saved, and goes through, our fiscal year goes to the end of June, and they're looking at have saved patients through this last fiscal year somewhere between $2.2 and $2.3 million. So it's a big savings to those patients. Other things we do, we have we teach CNA classes, which CNA, that career in healthcare, if you do not know what that stands for Certified Nursing Assistant. And we offer that program as well. You know, someone wanting to take CNA classes, ours are 4 to 6 weeks in length. Very minimal charge. We currently charge $350, which is very low cost compared to what students would have to normally pay at a college level. Another thing we do is we do nursing education, and that's by Miss Lisa Lancaster, one of our nurse practitioners, and that's where nursing students that are enrolled in the College of Nursing at UMS, where they can, those nursing students, whether they're wanting to pursue a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD, can do classes at our UMS North Central office here via interactive video conferencing and do some of their clinicals and stuff here. Interactive video networking, what we call IVN, that's something else that we do in our office where different healthcare professionals here in town, maybe employees of like White River, it may be employees of clinics around town, but all healthcare professionals have to do, and I'm sure some of your careers require it as well, continuing education. And we offer those healthcare professionals, they can come to our office and through interactive video, they can do their continuing education through classes that are going on. We also do things where patients can come in, and if they need to consult with a physician at UMS in Little Rock, they can do that without having to go all the way to Little Rock. Do that in our office as well. So kind of get into what I do. That's just a few things that we do in our office. But as Mr. Moore said, I'm a pre-health recruiter, and basically my job entails working with our 11 counties and working with all the K through 12 public schools in our 11 county area, and also with the colleges. Basically, my job is to try to get students interested in healthcare. If students know what career they want to go into, basically make sure they're on the right track. For example, if it was like a pre-med student that was at Lyon, I don't know if y'all realize we have a huge number of pre-med students at Lyon that want to go to medical school, and like my job would be to work with those faculty at Lyon to make sure that they're on the right track, get them ready for like their interview that they have to do to get into medical school, get them ready for the MCAT exam that they have to take, and things like that. As far as I also do, a lot of high schools have, Mallory and I'm sure as far as y'all have probably career fairs, y'all's high school. Yeah, a lot of high schools have career fairs. I'm one of 8 pre-health recruiters in the state. There's a pre-health recruiter at each regional center, and we go into the high schools and we do go to those career fairs. We'll have a table set up, and as far as talk about healthcare careers in general, if a student wants to come to UMS, we'll give them info on that college at UMS, like the College of Medicine or Nursing, and talk to them about those as well. We also do college fairs that will be housed at the colleges in our catchment area. We also have a lot of program series that go on throughout the school year and during the summer. One of those, which Mallory is fixing to partake in, she's been accepted. How many of you have ever heard of MASH? MASH that they have at the hospital during the summer. Okay, MASH, that is one of our program series that I'm putting on the camp this summer at Batesville. We partner with White River to do that, and that is one of our program series. We offer different programs to get students interested in healthcare. You know, get their feet wet, and it allows them to see, you know, for example, MASH is a 2-week camp during the summer. They come into the hospital and they get to job shadow in a lot of different departments, see a lot of different healthcare careers, and see, you know, is this really what I want to do? You know, for example, I know one of the students that we've accepted for this summer, he's wanting to be an orthopedic surgeon. And they are going to, Mallory, the others don't know about it until y'all are going to get to go into surgery and see surgeries live. And so he'll get to see, is this really what I want to do type thing. They get to learn a lot of hands-on skills in MASH camp, things like how to do stitches, how to put them in, how to take them out, how to give injections, vital signs, just to name a few. Other program series we have, like MASH is for current sophomores or juniors in high school. Another one that we're going to start next summer of 2018, is called CHAMPS. White River used to do it, and they've not done it for the last 4 or 5 years, but we're bringing that back, and that's for junior high students, usually 7th and 8th grade, sometimes 9th, depending on where it's put on in Arkansas. A lot like MASH, but it's just for younger students. And then we do others programs in the schools throughout the year. Another big part of my job is doing class presentations going into the high schools. Mainly we focus on a lot of times 7th through 12th grade. As far as K through 6, it's really hard to work with those students. Sometimes we'll go in and we may work with kindergartners and teach them about germs and how to properly wash their hands. Things like that. But we mainly focus on 7th through 12th. But we'll go into teachers' classrooms, and teachers just email us or call us and request us, and we will do class presentations on anything about healthcare careers, all the careers that are out there. What does the job pay? How long is the education, and things like that. We also do things about what are current employers looking for in today's job market. That's what I've been doing the last several weeks. I probably spoke to 400 or 500 students over the last couple of weeks, teach them how to do job interviews and professional appearance. What is the proper thing to wear to an interview? Because a lot of students just don't know. And so that's another thing that we do. We do other class presentations on, things such as STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. As far as we see a lot of health teachers in junior high have us come in and talk to 9th graders about that. Just teach them about study techniques and things like that. And the last part of my job is really one of my most favorite things to do with kids is pre-med and career counseling. And pre-med, like I said, working with those colleges like Lyon, Harding, to students that are pre-med majors, make sure they're on the right track, working with them, teach them what you need to do as far as to up your chances of getting into medical school, and it's really rewarding when they get into medical school and know you've been a part of that. Career counseling, that's more on the junior high and high school level, as well as far as probably freshman and sophomore years of college, where we students that if they don't know what career they want to go into, us talk about careers, or if they know they want to go into a specific healthcare career, us talk to them and make sure they're on the right track. So career counseling, as far as I've just started this job in January. I've been a high school teacher the last 8 years, and I've noticed just the last few months, career counseling, a lot of schools, what they're wanting us to do next school year is to come in and have students where students have signed up in advance. Like, for example, students wanting to go into nursing, a spin to do stay all day at a school, and each different class period do talk about different careers. So that's something we're looking at doing for next year for career counseling. So, any questions you have for me as far as I didn't want to speak. I didn't want to bore you and speak for 30 minutes, so I was going to try to keep it short and sweet. Yes, sir.
Do you see an increase in students who are interested in medical careers as you've been working along?
As far as, yes, I can tell you I've been a health science teacher the last 8 years and taught 10th through 12th grade, and having recruiters come in, as far as when you catch them at an early age, if you catch them at an early age and you start working with them, make sure they're on the right track, and usually we see that catch them early enough, get them interested, and they're on the right track, then most of them do end up going into the healthcare field. Yes.
Just you might share with them how many MASH programs we have going on in the region, and a little bit about how competitive those programs are.
To get into, yes. And I know Mallory can attest to that. As far as, let me tell you about MASH stands. MASH stands for Medical Applications of Science for Health. As far as in our catchment area, our 11 counties, I'm over 5 MASH camps this summer, and we have even students here in our local school districts have applied to other camps, maybe because they couldn't get into ours, but we have currently in our catchment area, like I said, we're going to have 5. One at White River here in Batesville, one at Baptist Health in Heber Springs, one in Clinton, one in Mountain Home at ASU, and then the other one will be in Stone County, at Stone County Medical Center. It's operated and owned by White River. To get into MASH, it's very competitive. For example, like our camp here, We had students' applications go out sometime end of January, 1st of February. Applications are due usually mid-March, usually about March 15th. And then from that process, we look at all the applications. We use a rubric, we narrow it down, and like this year, we narrowed it down and interviewed 25. We went to the schools, or the students came to our office, we interviewed them. We did things such as, a big thing is, as y'all know, as employers now, before they can hire an employee, sometimes they check their social media and see, we check social media accounts to see as far as, is there anything inappropriate? Luckily, we didn't find anything in the 25 we interviewed. And from that 25, we select 12. We have 12 match, as far as slots here at White River. Every match camp, they have different numbers of slots. It just depends on the size of the hospital, the size of the community. But in Arkansas, the biggest match camp that they have is about 45 students, and that is more up in the Fayetteville area, Fort Smith. But most camps are somewhere between 12 and 12. But across Arkansas this year, I believe, I've been told by UMS, there are going to be about 35 to 40 match camps, which is across the state, which is closer to the most that they've ever had. So it keeps on growing. And we're hoping to start a few more in our catchment area next school year. Maybe one in Searcy and one in somewhere in the Fulton County area, maybe Fulton County Hospital, that area. So, any other questions I can answer for you? Okay. Well, thank you all again for having me, and I'll turn it back over. Thank you so much.
Jesse, we're gonna donate a book to the Independence County Library for you. It says, "Get That Pest." And it says, inside we've written, this book is donated on behalf of Jesse Cargill, pre-health professions recruiter at UAMS North Central, for speaking to the Rotary Club of Batesville on May 1st, 2017. So look for that in the library. I know you're gonna want to check that out.
Good enough. I'll check that out and read it.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of announcements that I forgot earlier. Next Wednesday, I believe, May the 10th, is the Chamber Expo, and we have a booth at the expo. So I'll be looking for some volunteers that can work hour slots. I'll try to bring a sign-up sheet next week. So if you can afford an hour out of your time next Wednesday, it's going to be at the new community center there in Batesville. So be thinking about that. If you can sign up for one of our slots, that would help me out a lot. And also, be thinking about, I'm going to be taking nominees for Rotarian of the Year for our banquet that'll be coming up in June. So be thinking about that. If there's somebody in the club that you'd like to nominate as Rotarian of the Year, please let me know so that I can start working on that as well. Okay, let's do a joker draw real fast. Jesse, will you draw me out a ticket? Thank you. Okay, it is 865-744.
Hey, Max.
744.
No fair.
Okay, if he gets the joker, we split the whole pot in half. If he gets a 9, today's lucky number, then he gets 1/9 of today's pot only. It's not good, but it's fine. Wah, wah, wah. All right, we'll keep playing this deck till the joker card is gone.
Thank you. So I'll start playing again since we went to know.
Yeah, we just added a little flair.
Thanks, Ron.
We added an extra little flair. Does anybody have anything else for the good of Rotary today? All right, if not, we'll end as we always do with the 4-way test of the things we think. Say, oh, one more comment. Sorry, I forgot. Batesville High School's new superintendent is a former Rotarian. We reached out to him, and then he, in turn, his office has now reached out to us. He is very interested in our club. I'm not sure when he's going to be here just yet, but as he's out meeting the community, if you meet him, please, remember to welcome him and invite him to come. Yeah, to come to Rotary, because his office reached out to me this morning, and I'm not sure when he's going to be here, but he is going to try to come and visit a couple of times. But But it would be a joy to have him as a member.
How many
So.
student tests do you think we can stand?
Not enough.
Okay. 4-way test and things we think say or do. Number 1 is the truth. Number 2
Is it fair to all concerned?
Number 3,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and number 4.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
We're glad to have you
Have a
back.
good week.